Sometimes life is going to hit you so hard, you're going to want to give up. But in times like that, what do you do as a man? Do you think that life is punishing you? That life is against you? Or do you think that life is preparing you for something greater? I know that challenges often come unexpectedly when we are probably at a good place in life, and then this thing shows up and it really turns your life upside down. And you may reach a point where you feel like giving up. I have been there many times, but I've noted from those experiences that if you could keep going just for one more hour, one more day, one more week, one more month, that things are going to change. But of course, things aren't going to change unless you take action. You have to show up and face life. Life is like a boxing match. Unless you are prepared to throw back, you are going to be knocked down and left there. And life is going to come over you and it's going to continue pummeling you. So you have to fight back. My life experiences have taught me that when adversity shows up in my life, when there is difficulty, that it is my character, what is my values, those things that I hold on to, those are the things that come to the surface. And these adversities also shape my character. Adversity creates and shapes and bends you into a different person. In one such difficult experience in my life, I'm laying in this ambulance as they rush me to the hospital, and I'm thinking, this is it. This is the end. I am about to die. And I'm scared because I don't want to die. But this experience taught me that I could take the adverse situations in my life and bend it and mold it to my benefit. It was October the 29th, 2017, and I had just completed a 5K competition. Now, this isn't a regular 5K competition. I was still in the military and we were running as a team, dressed in full battle gear, boots or weapon, and somewhere between 20 to 25 pounds. But interestingly, this 5K competition is run sometime between mid-morning and lunchtime. And ironically, this day turned out to be one of the hottest days on record in that year. But at the end of the 5K run, there's a live fire shoot. And as I'm walking off the range after completing that shoot, something feels strange. That there's something taking place in my body, but I don't know what it is. Everything around me seemed blurred. I left the range and I head towards the admin area. On reaching the admin area, I sat and I attempted to take off my boots, but I found that I couldn't take it off. The senior medic was there and she walked across and she said, "Sir, is everything okay?" And I said, "I don't know. I feel as if my entire body is on fire." I heard a call for assistance, and when the other medic came, they laid me on the ground and they poured ice cold water from a cooler all over my body. And for the first time, I was able to see clearly. And there and then, I knew that something was taking place in my body. It felt as if my organs were shutting down. My brain was going into a panic mode. Everyone seemed as if they were moving in slow motion. And I said to the medic. I said, Sergeant, I need to contact my sister, because my sister was my next of kin, and I needed her to know what was taking place with me. After a brief moment, they decided that I needed to get to the hospital. So they loaded me on this ambulance, and as the ambulance sped off, I'm laying there thinking, this is the end. This is how my life is about to end. Now I'm lying in this ambulance, and I can hear the medics working with their equipment. One of them slapped me in my face and said, Sir, open your eyes. It is a real strange feeling to be conscious and aware that you are losing consciousness. And that is how I felt. And then I heard one of the medics say, he's going into cardiac arrest. And in that instant, I had an out-of-body experience. I saw myself standing, looking at my body in a casket already in the earth. That was such a scary situation for me. But now I am struggling to breathe. I can barely lift my finger. And I knew that the end was near. My memories started to fade. And after struggling for a while, I came to the conclusion that this was it. I had no more in me to fight. And I was ready to give in. But I wasn't going to give in just like that. I wanted my last thoughts to be something positive. So I began repeating, God and love, God and love. And even those words started to fade from my memory. And then suddenly, they started to come back. And I started to recollect my memories. And my breathing became easier. And I recovered. That experience taught me a valuable lesson. That adversity is going to show up in my life when I least expect it. But the key to it is how I respond to that adversity. Do I stay down and allow that adversity to continue to beat me as I am down? Or do I stand up once again and keep fighting on? I learned that I may reach the edge, but as I reach that edge, I need to tie a knot. I need to hold on and keep fighting, even when it seems like there is no hope. And that is what is needed for us as men. We have to keep fighting regardless of the adversities that show up in our lives. Adversities show up in our lives in two ways. It either shows up in our lives when we least expect it, like an illness, the death of a loved one, or maybe losing our job. And sometimes as men, we blame ourselves, or we attempt to not think about it, to push it aside. But that isn't the best approach. What we have to do as men is when difficult times show up, when adversity shows up, we have to look at it and find the lessons. Every adversity comes with lessons. Look at that adversity and see what life is teaching you. We have to reframe that adversity and look at it through different lenses. Look at it through the lens of a learner, someone who is willing to grow, someone who is willing to take the hits but keep fighting. And we also need to be solution oriented. Brainstorm solutions that you can use for that adversity. The aim is to simply not give up, regardless of what is happening in your life. The other way that adversity shows up is by taking on adversity, tackling adversity, by bringing adversity into your life. And this may mean exercising, choosing to follow a particular diet, or doing something that you don't want to do or you don't enjoy doing. What that does, it helps to build self-discipline, and it increases something called your adversity quotient. Your adversity quotient is your ability to respond and recover from life tragedies. It is finding that opportunity in the obstacles, in the challenges of life. As men, we have to discover what makes us tick. What are those things that strengthen our character? And we have to keep chiseling at them. Keep chiseling at that stone to create that sculpture. That sculpture that will be lasting, that will be powerful. But we can only do that by placing ourselves in the fire. Fire forges steel. Unless you are willing to put yourself through the grind, to do something that is challenging, that is going to take you out of your comfort zone as often as possible. When the difficult times show up, you may not be able to respond immediately as best as you could. So take every opportunity to forge your character in steel. Build a heart that would be willing to face life challenges, because unless you do, you will always be a victim to life. So brother, where are you in life now when it comes to adversities, when it comes to the difficult moments? What difficulties are you dealing with right now? Think of ways that you could truly develop your character, that is going to increase your adversity quotient, that is going to make you much more equipped for the adversities in life. As men, we don't have a choice but to keep showing up, keep fighting, keep creating and building our character, because adversities are going to show up, and there are those in our lives who depend on us. Society depends on us to be the protectors of those who are unable to protect themselves. So this is my call to you. Face the adversities in your life. Even when you reach that point where you want to give up, find something to hold on to. Maybe it's your values, what you believe in, the people that you love. But find something that is going to be that anchor, that is going to be your why in that struggle of life. And immerse yourself in adversity. Do things that is going to push you, that is going to strengthen you, that is going to build and fortify your character. Like me, I work out every single day because I am preparing myself physically, mentally, and emotionally for the tragedies, the difficult moments, the adversities that will show up in my life. And this is my call to you, brother to brother. Let's build a community of mission-driven men who take their mission to heart, men who are going to show up and do whatever it takes to make it happen. From one man to another, I love you, brother, and I mean that. If you want to know a bit more about me, check out this video here. I hope that this message resonates with you, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.